What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Behind the Curve, the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix. Now, I was hesitant to watch this documentary because Flat Earth is so popular now. I thought maybe it was a documentary where people are being, they did their ultimate documentary proving that the Earth is flat, right? It's like all these things that used to be in the Weekly World News growing up are now almost like religious doctrine for a lot of people. Instead of taking the time to learn some science or understand that people have spent time learning and doing these things and figuring these things out, instead of going down the rabbit hole of trying to actually be educated on something, it's much easier to watch a bunch of YouTube videos where they spout a lot of accurate facts, but then have their very unique twist on how they're explained. It's kind of a weird thing that's happening in a lot of different areas, but the flat Earth one is just, it hurts. It hurts that people, and it's like they're almost religious in their belief, like fundamentally religious in that the Earth is flat, which is part of, because of religion. The all-knowing God thought that the Earth was flat in the book. Somewhere in that book, it's supposed to be flat. So anyway, this documentary is not about proving the Earth is flat. It is about the phenomenon of flat Earth, and it does interviews with people who are scientists, and kind of just, some of them not knowing that this is a thing or how many people believe in flat Earth. And it's just the ease. It's like so much easier to pretend you know a bunch of stuff than actually learn something, right? So, and then the other side of this documentary are the flat earthers, some of whom are actual scientists and actual smart people that decide to start doing experiments, legitimate scientific experiments to prove that the Earth is flat, or to disprove that the Earth is curved, I guess you could say. And there's one experiment they do where they get this gyroscope, and based on the Earth's curve, if you move it or you do something to it, then to compensate for the curve, the gyroscope will be 15 degrees off its original axis. However this experiment goes, and they do this experiment, they get the funding, they buy this crazy electro-gyroscope compass magnet thing, and they get it, they do the experiment, and it was 15 degrees off. And they're like, shit, the Earth is round according to this, so okay, we can't use this experiment, let's think of other experiments. So it's kind of following these people who are trying to, who are going through all the confirmation bias, trying to actually find some scientific proof that supports their theory. And while doing this, it's kind of exposing, the flat Earth thing and the flat earthers. And it's just, just a great documentary. Just, if you're unfamiliar with the phenomenon of flat Earth and flat earthers, if you're that detached from the internet or, what's going on in our modern culture, then maybe you should check this out, especially if you're a flat earther. Although I would be curious to know the flat earthers' perspective on this movie, aside from just it's all bullshit, those guys are shills, which is another funny thing. There's this the weird kind of fame that happens within the flat Earth community, where these people are podcasters who do their flat Earth podcasts, and they get popular. Like Sam Tripoli, I love Sam Tripoli, but he does a tinfoil podcast, which is all conspiracy theories. So, if he was just about flat Earth, and I think it's just more of him being open-minded to the possibility versus being a fundamentalist about this stuff. Whereas Eddie Bravo's a little bit more fundamentalist. But yeah, so if it has these celebrities in the flat Earth community, and it follows them and follows kind of just how it's their it's like they found a community in which to become famous. They found their small pond to be the big fish in. And when they go to conventions, they're well known. They get they're doing the pictures. They're like it's like their little bit of fame. And in that, then they start becoming, I forget what it was, but there's something that gets uncovered about one of them, or something happens, and they start becoming a conspiracy themselves. So their fans, the people within the community, start thinking that they're fake, and then they're going through all the same thing that science is going through, which is a funny kind of a parallel that comes out of the documentary. How it's really just a community of people, like any community of people. It's just they, instead of congregating to worship a dude up in sky, they congregate to worship the idea that, like, the far more complex idea of a flat Earth, like how everything works when the Earth is flat, is far more. It's like you can see a lot of times when people are believing in shit because it's easy. Because when you get to the bare bones of it, like the complexity of it, like science is so beautifully simple when you start to when they start breaking down things and start understanding things, how there's this beautiful elegance to nature and science. But when you get into a conspiracy, it's like the most complex Rube Goldberg kind of mishmash of cards stacked upon dominoes that's just like, what the fuck, just to make this small thing be a reality. And it boggles my mind, the people that have the popularity of it, and it's sad that it's because it's like treated, it's I don't know, it's just we need better education in this country, people. We need far better education. Like, we need to be able to communicate with humans better in a way that they can understand the basics of science and not go to a YouTube video and just literally are like actively going the wrong way with knowledge. Like, they're going in a negative. They're like going so far. They're desperate for water in the desert, and they're walking away from the mirage, or the oasis, I should say. The oasis being science. Yeah. So the Behind the Curve, I enjoy it, especially if you have friends that are into flat Earth, or know people that are into flat Earth. Especially if you think there is a flat Earth, for sure watch the documentary. Hopefully you come out of it changed, because people within the flat Earth community, there is change, which is always fun to see. But another great documentary on Netflix, Behind the Curve. Check it out. New episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my artwork. Over 700 original paintings for sale to you. Buy it. I don't sell prints. They're just original paintings. Ink, paintings, paper. Simple. Like high quality organic ice cream. Only a few ingredients. At Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!